Okie dokie. So, welcome back to this. I still don't know the name of it. I apologize. I do have something in my mouth. It's actually a cough drop. Um, I've been talking all day today, and my throat is basically gone. So, apologize if like I sound weird or anything like that. I also am recovering from being sick. I'm getting over my cold. Sorry. I am mostly over it, so it won't sound like that bad. But yes, welcome back. I don't know the name of this quite yet, but this is a little mini series that I actually wanted to start doing. And uh, again, playing Helldivers, super credit farming once again. I really need to save up for a lot of stuff, and I got a little restless. So I kind of just decided, let's just play and see what happens. Um, I wanted to start off immediately with saying I don't know if I mentioned it, but in case I didn't, or if I briefly touched upon it on my last one, which I'm working on, um, I am back from my trip, so it's been nice, and I'll talk a little bit more about that after this next part. Uh, but it was an awesome trip. But first, what I kind of wanted to mention, um, in this last little whatever, this last video, um, I had mentioned something about trust, and um, I didn't really feel the need to justify it, but I'm going to anyway. Um, with everything that I said about that topic, it's pertaining to friendships or people that I have known for quite some time. That's pretty much it. I mean, I thought I had to really explain it well, but nah, that's literally it. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. My my trip, man, my trip was cool. I went out to Colorado. Um, Denver area and up in the mountains. It was a nice trip. It didn't snow when we had gone out there. I went with my uncle, my cousin, some of his friends, my uncle's friends, and obviously myself. And we had a good time. They went skiing, snowboarding. I wanted to initially, but I kind of just decided against it. I kind of was worried that I was gonna like hurt myself, which that could be a risk to take, maybe. Um, But, I did it anyway. I went out, I got to see some of the towns that we visited. I went up to Aspen, and my goodness, it's just the definition of being bougie, man. It's freaking crazy. Uh, but it was fun. It was pretty fun. It definitely was a good trip. I also went up to go see some family, so that was awesome. Spent some time with them, and I was out there for an entire week, so it definitely is good to be back. Um, But I came. I wouldn't say I came back different, but I have like a really good perspective on a lot of things. Cause I'm gonna be straight up and honest with you. Um, I was kind of worried that I was gonna let my uh, feelings get the better of me in a lot of situations, mainly with, let's say, work. Uh, I won't give out too much detail about it, but in my current situation, I know I keep saying that a lot. With my current situation, it's I am doing the work of two people, and even though I do get help from other people, it's not enough in the sense that yes, they're physically there, but they're still not doing the work that I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like they're there to cover the basics. I'm there for what comes after, if that makes any sense at all. Um, And for the longest time, I got really hung up on that, and it like bothered me so much, and it like I let it get to me to the point where I was not really happy to go into work. I was not really like feeling it. I didn't want to talk to people and all this other stuff. And um, you know, I really let it control my emotions and let it get the best of me. And that even affected like my relationships, not outside of work, but just, people I talk to there. And, I really like the people I work with, but it was just to have that constantly. I work Monday through Friday, just a little detail. To have that literally 5 days out of a 7-day week, it was eating me alive. So taking a little break to spend time with family, literally do stuff on my own, and have some me time to explore and kind of just like get a refresh, hit refresh, and like start anew again. It was so awesome. And when I came back, I mean, it's still the same situation, doesn't matter, but I came back happier because I realized what was making me feel like this. This realization that it was me, like, literally getting ahead of myself with it. And as dumb as it sounds, and it sounds like pretty straightforward, that's just something that I recently come to learn. And at some point, someone will have to go through the motions. You know what I mean? I unfortunately did, but it was cool. It was a nice little break, and I wasn't really chasing any stories out there. I was just literally just taking time off. Like originally, I had wanted to do schoolwork, right? And unfortunately, I got so sidetracked with doing something every single day. I mean, it was my birthday too out there. Happy birthday, me. Um, or happy belated birthday. Pretty late for that. Um, but I just had so much going on every single day that I couldn't get an opportunity to just chill out um, and just literally work on the schoolwork. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I'm recording this a little late, so I apologize if I sound like tired or a little slow. My mind's a bit mush. It's been a kind of a long day, but I wanted to do this. I wanted to get on and do this again. I actually really enjoy it. It's really fun. Again, I apologize. I did it at the end, or not at the end, but a little late into this, but I have not upgraded my microphone. Uh, Nothing has changed in terms of that. I think I might look into uh, just another headset, because I'm gonna be so for real that this headset kind of sucks, man. Like, to give you some like insight on what I'm doing, like I'll be sitting in a call with friends or sitting. I do stream this from my Xbox. Do sit in Xbox Live Party with my friends, and then randomly I just freaking cut out, dude. It's so freaking annoying. It's like what the heck, dude. So freaking dumb. So freaking dumb. But it was such an expensive headset too. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't want to talk numbers, but for details, it's a Nova SteelSeries Nova Arctis Pro. If you guys want to look into that on your end, um, works phenomenally and seamlessly when it comes to PC or oh shit, excuse part of my language. Uh, when it comes to PC, and I have a laptop right now, and the Xbox, my console, and it works seamlessly. I mean, I could jump from one to the other, which is awesome. I like that, but it just when it shuts out, like it shuts down, dude. Like I can't even talk. I can hear the sound of the console, right? And it's mainly for the Xbox is when I'm having these issues. I would literally cut out and I looked it up, a fix, right? The fix would be taking the batteries out, unpairing and repairing the headset, and I think even resetting the Xbox. The thing is, um, I kind of enjoy playing some competitive games and some uh, long uh, game. How do I say this? Um, Something like Helldivers, where it's PvE, but it's like has really long missions. So obviously, I can't just take a minute to do my stuff and dip out. You know what I mean? And it's whatever, you know. But it just sucks, and it really sucks when I have those moments, and I just couldn't. I'm really at my like end with this. Um, Something I noticed in this that last episode that I haven't uploaded yet as of recording this. Uh, I also do these live if you are interested. Twitch.tv, twitch.com. I don't know how / Simvita. I believe that should be it. God, I haven't said that in forever. But I do stream these live. Not every single one of these will be live, but for the time being, it is. So it's cool. If you want to ever come in, say hello, or give some ideas, you drop it in the chat, and I can talk about it. But enough of the shameless plug. Um, when I come to think of this, like two things came up. I do still want this because I'm gonna be uploading this on YouTube. Hi YouTube. That I want my channel to be a gaming channel. Obviously, I'm gaming right now, but it's taken a stance from being a Minecraft, Roblox, um, and whatever miscellaneous games I'd sneak in there, and uh, to kind of a funny moments as well. I don't know what direction I want to take this, but I think I hate to say this, and I'm not meaning this in a way that as I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, I'll be making this type of styled content kind of frequently, and at least more frequently than I have been these past few years with other content. And I don't want the other content to be drowned out by this, right? So it kind of led to my second idea, and I was actually playing earlier today with my friend, um, Ken Boy. Uh, I was going to ask him, but I just really couldn't get around to doing it because I'm still so iffy. Um, so I'll just openly say it, and as I continue to draw this out, I don't know. I'm thinking of making a second channel just strictly for this. Um, like I could have these first two episodes here on the main channel, and then I could jump over and make a new channel. I already have an idea for the name, but I don't want to ruin that quite yet. Um, and kind of just go from there. And I like the idea, and there's like no negative downsides to doing it. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of just scared to commit to an idea or commit to the thought of another channel or anything like that, or even just because get this. This is just what I'm thinking. I'm gonna jump to that new channel, correct? And when I do, I am going to kind of forget about this one because, like I previously mentioned, I work and I don't know. I should have reviewed the last video, but that tells you I really pay attention. I do work a full-time job as well, and I am a full-time-ish student. So I'm working on my schooling while working, and I don't have a lot of time for a lot of things. I work 80 hours a week, and I should be working more, but I work about like 20 hours on top of that for school. Um, so I am planning to up that number for the school as well. So I'm just this is arguably the laziest and easiest kind of content to make, right? I mean, I'm literally just playing a game. You don't even have to have it up if you don't want to. You can just play it in the background just to hear my voice or whatever. And that's it. This is it. I mean, you get to hear me ramble on about random things and everything like that, which is cool if you're interested at all. I guess I guess I'm just getting ahead of myself actually. I think I'm looking way into it now that I'm kind of saying everything out loud. I don't really need to. Wow, I literally just talked myself into thinking straight. That's crazy. I am just debating on starting a new channel. If it does, maybe. Or I'll just continue doing this on the main channel and then convert it into that, maybe. I don't know yet. Eh, we'll see what happens in the coming future. But for now, I God, I'm just really happy to be back home now that I'm thinking about it. I love the week-long vacations, but to be honest with you, a week away from home just feels too long. Not all the time, but I missed sleeping in my bed. So, 7 days of the week. The first, we stayed from Sunday to Sunday. Uh, first night up until this extraction. This is not lovely. Hold on. Something about uh, yeah. So about the first couple of days from Sunday night to no, to Tuesday night, I was staying with some family. So I had a bed, sort of, or I had an air mattress to sleep on. But I had an okay situation, right? And when I went with my uncle and his friends, they were doing their own thing. Um, I had a bed. I had to sleep on a couch, which was a pull-out couch, but I slept on the cushions because I'm lazy, and it was like our last night there, so I didn't really want to pull that out. Otherwise, if we stayed another night, I would have. But we had gone to one room, which had a pull-out couch for me, to another like hotel-like room in a small town, and this was like a Motel 6. It wasn't exactly, but it gave that vibe. And I had to share a bed with a grown man, and all these men in a two bed like room. No, hold on. There was three. There was three beds. So there was like a twin bed. There was like two king or queen size beds. There's one gentleman that had a whole bed to himself, which I was so freaking jealous. The other one I had to share it with my uncle, which was okay. Um, no big deal. Uh, is what it is. But my goodness, I don't like. I've grown to kind of like and not like going to sleep with my AirPods in, because eventually they do break and they do get some really bad wear and tear. I've come to learn, at least with the way that I sleep. Um, so I'm trying to stay away from that. You know what? You feel me? But I I had to sleep with both of them in, and it was so freaking uncomfortable. I'm gonna be so for real. Like, it was pretty freaking bad, and I didn't sleep. I mean, We literally slept from the earliest I think was 8 or 9 o'clock Colorado time, which I think is Mountain Time. So I'm from the Pacific Coast. I will openly say that. So that's an hour ahead of my usual time. So I was going to bed around, let's say, 8 o'clock. So to as late as 11 o'clock, midnight their time, and we consistently would wake up between the time of, let me use Colorado time, 5 to the latest 5 a.m. to the latest of 7 in the morning, and it was not fun. Had to I had to go to urgent care in the middle of it. I won't get into the details of that, and I was not having a fun time with my situations, and I was just like, this just sucks. But I tried making the best of it. Obviously, I can't um, pick and choose. I mean, I gotta roll with what I'm given. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But it's all good. It's all good in the hood. I had a good time. Um, yeah, I was thinking about this podcast for taking my entire trip out there. I was thinking of like what I wanted to do and if I was gonna get any stories, and I ended up, lo and behold, not getting diddly squat, which is okay. I mean, I went out there on this vacation to do literally that, vacation. I'm not doing anything crazy. Um, I've been working last couple months, days straight. My normal shift, but never called out sick, never did anything else like that. And I worked for it. I earned it. It was nice. And I was really, I hate to touch up on this again, but I was really dreading kind of coming back because I knew the situation I was going to come back to. It's inevitable. It was inevitable. But, I have a better view on a lot of things because of this vacation, which sounds so freaking weird, and I'm sorry to touch up on it yet again, but I have a better control of my emotions. Obviously, not all the time. It's actually funny. My One of my friends had asked me how I was, how he had noticed that I don't get. Let me back up the truck a little bit. I, on a personal level, and what I'm willing to share, I am a mostly calm person, except when I play some video games that piss me off. Which, every video game has its moments, right? Where some BS stuff happens and it's sometimes out of your control. But I was playing really competitive games, and with my emotions, I am kind of easy to get a little angry, and that's just me. That's something I've been trying to work on individually in my own life. I'm not perfect, but I am learning to control my emotions, control my reactions, because it's a choice, right? It's a choice to react in any situation. So when you choose to act a certain way, good or bad, you gotta. It doesn't really show your character, but it shows like, okay, are we gonna take a second to realize this? And that's something I wanted to put a big emphasis on, was taking a step to breathe and kind of just react. So when my friend had mentioned that, oh, I had also stopped playing Overwatch. That's a big factor, dude, because Overwatch was a big culprit for that. And, I was playing it during high school and everything like that, so I was like coming home from whatever school and trying to do have some fun with my friends, and then get into a stupid match and get some stupid stuff happen to me and get just get bodied, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hate this game. This game's a piece of poop, shit like that. And sorry to curse. I don't know if I really want to curse a lot with these, but I will apologize either way. But yeah, so he had mentioned that recently I had kind of just stopped reacting the way I did, which I'm kind of glad he noticed because I never really noticed it myself. Like if I do still get mad, I don't blow it up. I used to be that kind of controller breaker kind of guy, which was so freaking bad. And nobody wants to be around someone who breaks controllers or gets mad to that point. You gotta control your emotions, right? Sometimes things happen and you lose control in the moment, but bounce back from that, and I'm in my bounce back stage. Unfortunately, I did start playing Overwatch again, but with this different outlook, and this goes beyond just fucking playing video games. I'm gonna be so for real. Sorry for cursing. It goes even into my personal relationships, people I talk to, and the friends that I have. It made me cherish more. Like again, I briefly mentioned it, but it's a choice to be. Oh my God! Please let me get it. Sorry. Yay. Oh, I thought I was not gonna get it. It's a choice to react the way you react, and the decisions I was making was not the best decisions, but it was a decision that I can no longer take back, but only improve upon in the future. And if I want to enjoy the things I enjoy, there's gonna be a lot of instances that I don't have control over, or sometimes the person is gonna be better at me in the game than it is, and I'm only using the game because I would get pissed off at games a lot. I would be so for real. Yeah, they noticed that, and um, I had kind of been on like a journey to. I'm gonna get like not spiritual, but like I'm gonna get like kind of deep, sort of. Um, I've been kind of just on my own personal journey on trying to just be a better person to anyone and everyone around me. That's like should be like straightforward, right? And it absolutely is. Um, but at some point, I kind of forget that we're still human at the end of the day. We each have our own thoughts, our own opinions, our own ways of beliefs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's uh, upbringing is absolutely different, and there's again nothing wrong with that. And because you might have a different opinion than mine doesn't mean that I'm right or wrong. It just means I believe what I believe in. And I'm not meaning this in like a religion thing, but it also stems into that. Um, I reacted the way I react because I thought it was okay. And I later learned that it is definitely not. No one likes a little raging squeaker when they're growing up. I mean, it's cool when your friends do it, but then you kind of reach a point where you're like, okay, you know, gotta get over myself. It's just a video game at the end of the day, right? So it's kind of just where I'm at. And that, as dumb as that, I wouldn't say dumb, but in that example, that's really stemming into my personal relationships. Like I previously mentioned, even at the beginning of this, uh, those prior friendships, I hate to say it, um, but I would really expect a lot of things from them. And, that's bad on my part because a friendship is whatever you can give to the table. And if you can't give your all, then, That's okay. You're totally okay to outgrow friends and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. They're in your life for a reason, and that's what I'm a big firm believer in. Uh, Everyone has a purpose in your life. They met you for a reason. If they stayed, they stayed. If they didn't, then they served their purpose. And if they want to stick around, you can be present for that. But you can't force friendships. You can't force anything on anyone. They have to consciously make that decision. So that's where my mind is. That's what I'm kind of growing into content with. That if this is something they don't want to pursue, then you know what? I'm gonna take my leave. I'll step away, and it is what it is, right? So, uh, yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at when I came back from like my vacation. I think I touched upon this. My mind's getting like really mushy here. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, but I I'm gonna have kind of like a one-to-one with whoever listens to this. I don't know with these how deep I want to go either. Like, there's nothing wrong with me giving examples and kind of like having some stories from my life, but at what point does it start coming a little too serious? And this is supposed to be a funny little channel, but again, I don't know what direction I want it to go in. I think I'm just focusing too much on it. I think that's first and foremost, I'm focusing too much on it. But, that thought does need to come, that thought process will come up for sure again in a more like serious way because as I make more of these, like what am I gonna? I don't know. I don't know. I guess whatever answer it is the one that I'm okay with. I don't know. Yeah, if you guys ever have anything you want me to talk about, or if anything comes up, or something you want me to see, or anything else like that, like definitely feel free to hit me up, or even drop it down in like the comment section or anything like that. I might do something in the future when it comes to dropping stuff. Did I see where? Is it here? Where are you? Yeah, I think it's next. Whatever it may be, like I think I might make a Dropbox or even make a Discord or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oops. Yeah. No, I don't want it to just be 100% me. If you guys have anything you want to like talk about or want me to like weigh in on, I am totally down for that. I mean, I may not give you the answer you're looking for. I may not even have the answer. So, I mean, I'm willing to give it a good old college try, but I am definitely down to do that for you guys. I, you know what? I've been having a good day today. I mean, kind of busy, kind of not. I heard tomorrow, Friday, today's Thursday, is going to be a little easier, so I hope that is true. And I hope I don't have to do too much tomorrow for work. But we shall see. We shall see. I also want to do this like a little more structured too, like not necessarily scripted or like I have ideas. Like I'm gonna be straightforward. I might have said this in the last video too. Um, I kind of have notes on what I want to talk about, and I I don't know. I don't know. Like some of them are kind of serious, some of them are kind of not. Uh, it's just last minute ditches and effort of like if I wanted to talk about something or just start an idea and kind of just spiral into it. I do have a couple I want to talk about, but those might be like a full episode and just straight dedication. Like I might actually have to draw it out on paper or in the notepad, write everything down like play by play, and like go down that path. Like obviously not word for word, right? Because that'd be freaking impossible. At least like with the story that I'm thinking of right now, it's two separate stories. One led to another, and this was spanning years. So I kind of have to go back to like day one with this other situation, and then I have to go to the ending of that sort of, and the beginning of the other one. It just is a lot, and I do want to do it. I do want to tell that story, but I gotta be careful with the wording. I gotta be like I have to be touchy with a lot of stuff. So you might be seeing that in one of these. If this is a little shorter than the last one, I apologize. I'm hoping to get this down to 30 minutes to an hour. If I can't, then it is what it is. I'll do what I can. Again, my brain is absolutely mush. It is kind of really late for me. I don't usually go to sleep until like a few hours earlier. I'm freaking exhausted. I have another day of work tomorrow. If you enjoyed this and my back and forths and everything else that comes in between with all this stuff, I really rambled on and I apologize for that. But if you just wanted to hear more background noise in your day, definitely drop a follow or drop a like, subscribe if you are interested in anything like this or any potential funny moments and anything else. I also do have a second channel, not with this, but with my friend Ken Boy. I mentioned him in the beginning. It's called The Horseman. I do have a couple videos again that I'm working on, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We do have a podcast there whenever I get around to doing that. And cool. I hope you enjoyed this. You have a good rest of your day. Bye.